Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Kabelo Kennybarel. I'm so sorry to arrive late, and there was someone that was supposed to speak. Unfortunately, that person couldn't make it. But continuing with the discussion, my name is Kabelo Kennybarel. I'm the gender activist. I'm the LGBTQI activist. I'm a student leader in CPT. I do a lot of work in bricks in corporate. Yeah. So last year, on before I start, I feel like due to protocol, I was supposed to speak the first before Umama, because Umama is raising a lot of research issues, because on these issues that are noted and are going to be presented, she was going to highlight mostly on. So part of my submission is that last year there was a gender symposium which was attended by students of CPUT, where they met and deliberated on issues of gender diversity, and they spoke on importance of not being taken serious, and how they are isolated and um, in the university, in residence, and not included. As Umama, I've heard she was speaking about inclusivity. CPUT, we have noted a lot of issues whereby we saw a need of benchmarking, which we see it as a solution, because part of the universities of the Western Cape, most of them are transformed, and we see it by practical work which they are doing. Last week, I was in UCT. As I'm speaking, I'm in UWC, and we can see a lot of work that is being done to advance the issues of the LGBT and to really take them serious. So it's of importance that the transformation office really take note of our issues. This gender symposium, I remember I was part of the people who were writing the inputs. We submitted them to the office of the transformation officer and the office of the dean and the director of the vice chancellor, because she was in charge of running the sexual orientation policy survey. Part of the issues that was noted, first thing, the students unpacked on sexual health, whereby they speak that it's not inclusive in terms of condoms. I can make an example. There are no finger condoms for lesbians. We see them recently, but they are not consistent. It's not something that is there for a long period, which we see it as an economical discrimination, whereby there is no consideration, because as we put it out there, if I'm poor and I'm not taken serious by the university, how are they going to um, expect me to perform as part of my right of sexual health? Another one that was noted is PrEP medication. This one I don't want to deliberate on it, but it has its own aspect. On gender, which is the third point, gender non-conforming bathrooms, this conversation has been going um, for a very long time. But we saw in Stellenbosch that they, they did it, especially for students who are non-binary and gender queer, because what we have seen is that if a transgender woman can go to a, 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 a woman's bathroom, women are going to discriminate that person based on their sex, physical, whatever. So it's very important. This is a need that we see a university of really making it. We are not even saying they must structurally expand more, but even to say the disability toilets must also write that they can accommodate the gender non-conforming and gender queer people, as they are discriminated already. transgenders are misplaced in residences, and non-binary are not considered in resident placements and the LGBTQI, because this conversation it's giving us a problem at the start of every year whereby we need to place students, but the problem is our policy framework is not updated, and since we said we are going to update, but still it's still a lip savers to from the university. We need an application system that is inclusive on vast updated gender considerations, because one thing that we have noted, you can never address challenges of people that you are not counting. It's very important. We even raised this problem to census, that census, if you are counting people who are in South Africa, you must include the non-conforming and the gender non-queer. So it's as a university that is transformational, we believe we can make it and force it into our communities. Titles on student cards, like Stellenbosch is doing. Gender non-conforming people with student cards of MX instead of Mr., Miss, and Mrs. Pronouns introductions in classes. I was giving an example in UCT that I'm doing engineering, but there is a specific person in engineering department that was calling me a twin plug and what, which is a discussion for another day. Meaning we are discriminated because we are in a very Africanized and a very we are in a very Africanized environment. So it's very hostile. I don't want to lie. So we even saw for transgenders. Transgender, we believe that they need medication access so that they can be they can be considered consistently, and they maintain themselves through the help of the university, because we believe them having a clinic is there as a purpose to help some of these issues. We noted as well lack of university programs celebrating minority groups like Pride Month celebration, as well as mental health. I'm always making this reference of the student that committed suicide in Orchard South Point last year. Mental support, as I was saying, community support, outreaches to tackle hate crimes. Because hate crimes, whatever that is happening within a community, remember we are a community within a community, so it affects us. If I'm moving from the Belleville campus, I'm going to shop in ShopRite in Belleville, I can face hate crimes because of it's a community itself. On tackling as well all phobias around the campus, that there is a need to really, from the transformation office, not to keep quiet, but to really do programs that are going to communities, going to residences, and speaking on these phobias, because we believe it's hate that are causing the crimes. Introducing to educational spaces and campaigns. We believe that campaigns are the ones that are going to remove the stigma, to remove the hate, because of education. We believe that can unshackle the shackles. And academic research and publication on gender with various organization. As we were with the gender dynamics have done a policy framework that is speaking on the educational policy framework, which can be an assistance. So as a proposal to management that is here, is that they really look at the policy framework that was done by Gender Dynamics, it's so on point. I was going to share it on my screen. It's just that I'm not holding my PC right away. I was going to share it. And also, lastly, it's very important to have a sexual orientation policy so that we can have direction as a university, that where are we going in terms of gender and sex. Because I always make this emphasis that a lot of us we are we are more blinded on understanding what is gender and what is sex. So if there can be a sexual orientation policy, that policy is going to guide students, lecturers, cleaners, securities, meaning it's education, and that education is going to be taught to the community, to the other community, to other generation and other generation. So it's going to be learning that is very intersectional, that is very intergenerational, that is very deliberate on issues. As well, that policy is going to guide on judiciary policies, because today I believe if part of the LGBTQI people, if they can get harassed or beaten or get molested, a the judiciary system through documents is not going to advocate for such people. So this is the submissions that students made in the gender symposium. And it's very important that the university really take note of such issues. There are more, but because of these ones we're banning, and they are the ones that, we are the ones that are really triggered with, and they are dealing with us on a face-to-face situation on day-to-day basis. So it's very important. So that is my submission, and thank you so much for holding this platform. It is very insightful, and as we believe in feminism, as we believe in equality, we must also believe in inclusion and really taking note of the LGBTQI students, and really problematizing the Ugandan government or on their parliament policy that is very exclusionary. Part of our submission to the VC or to publications of the university is that the university must speak to the office of the president to really speak more on problematizing such acts, because we believe they are very toxic, they are very hostile, and they are providing, or they are proving non non acts which are dishuman and are not of okay. And because of we're in international university, and we cannot turn a blind eye. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry I wasn't prepared. Thank you so much for the platform.
Thank you so much,
For the platform.
Thank you so much, Kabelo, for sharing that insight and stepping in very quickly because the other speaker couldn't make it. I think it's always good to with